Welcome back everybody. Today I'm going to be showing you how to change the front wheel bearing on your E90 or E92 XDrive BMW. What you're going to need for this repair is a wheel bearing, a brand new C-clip, and a brand new axle nut. Let's get started. Alright, before we lift the car up off the ground, first thing you want to do is remove the center cap covering the axle nut and then unstake the axle nut. Alright, to unstake the axle nut, you could just take a screwdriver or a punch tool and then just bend it out of the stakes. Okay, once you use your screwdriver or punch tool to unstake the axle nut, it's time to loosen it using a 36mm 12-point socket. I'll list all the tools that you need in the description below, by the way. Now that we've broken the axle nut loose, we can break all the lugs and jack up the car. Alright, using a 17mm socket, I'm going to break all the lugs loose. Now that we've broken the lugs loose, we can jack up the car and get it on stance. Once you have the car lowered and on stand, it's best to give it a good shake to make sure that it won't fall. It's also good practice to leave a jack underneath the front there, as you can see underneath the car, so that if the stands do happen to fail, you'll still have a failsafe. Alright, now let's remove the lugs and the wheel. Now using a 6mm hex nut, I'm going to remove the nut. Okay, so the next thing we're going to do is compress the brake piston. So you want to be careful here, you don't want to scratch the rotor. Take your screwdriver, put it through this little window, and go ahead and pry. Alright, now we're going to remove the two caliper mounting bolts at the back using a 16mm socket. Now let's remove the caliper. Alright, once you remove the caliper, you can go ahead and remove the brake rotor. Alright, before I go any further, I want to explain what I'm doing. So traditionally, when you're replacing wheel bearing, you use a slide hammer to pull the bearing out of the hub. Instead, because I don't have access to a slide hammer or a press, I'm going to remove the entire steering knuckle and then take it to a shop where they'll press a new bearing in for me. To remove the steering knuckle, we'll only have to remove a few suspension parts that include the sway bar link, the tension strut, the outer tie rod, and the lower control arm, all from the steering knuckle, and then it should just drop from the strut. So we're going to go ahead and use a 10mm to remove the dust shield bolts. Alright, to begin, we're going to remove the wheel speed sensor / ABS sensor using a 4mm hex nut. And then using a small screwdriver, we're going to pry the sensor out. Be careful with this, it's very sensitive. Alright, now that the speed sensor is out of the way, we can use a 24mm socket to take off the tie rod. Okay, after the tie rod in the bottom there, we're going to move up behind the strut to the sway bar link. So on the outside is a 16mm nut, on the inside is a 17mm nut. Alright, once you got your wrench back here, take your socket, get on the outside here, and break it loose. Now we can move on to the tension strut below. Alright, next we move to the tension strut underneath the hub. With this we have a 24mm nut, so we're going to try and blast it off. And now, after a few blows with the hammer, the tension strut came loose. Now we can move on to removing the lower control arm. Alright, after getting out the tie rod, the tension strut, the sway bar link, the last things we have to take out are the lower control arm, which is back here. One nut at the back here That is 24 millimeters. So we're gonna take our wrench to it and try and remove it. This one looks like it'll be a bit tougher. It's very, very rusted. All right, so this control arm bolt gave me a lot of trouble. You're supposed to use a 24 millimeter wrench to get it off, but mine was so rusted on, and I put my impact on the nut, came right off. So I suggest that if you do have an XDrive and you're doing this, that you do what I did and get an impact swivel socket, because the CD boot in the way isn't going to let you get a breaker bar in here, and you don't want to tear this at all. And just like that, the control arm should pop out. If not, we might have to use a ball joint separator. And just like that, the ball joint is free, and the ball joint should come right out. Now we're going to go up and remove the last thing, which is the strut bolt, which is up right above this. Before we remove the steering knuckle to the strut mount and drop the steering knuckle, we have to remove the axle from the hub. Alright, now that we remove the tie rod, lower control arm, sway bar link, the tension strut, and the axle from the hub, the final thing to do is remove the strut tower mount, and then the entire steering knuckle should drop. Alright, to remove the strut tower, there is a bolt on this side and a nut on the other side. They're both 18 millimeter. And now, after removing the upper strut mount here, the steering knuckle fell right out. And one thing I want to note was that to make sure that maybe you have some support underneath the steering knuckle when removing the strut mount, because as you can see, the speed sensor and the brake line both go through the mount. Have somebody help you support this from underneath, or put a jack underneath it so that you can drop it down slowly. Let's go to the workbench and see what the bad bearing sounds like. Alright, now here we are on the bench, and as you can see, we got everything out. So I'm gonna be quiet and spin the hub, and you guys can hear what the bearing sounds like right now. So I don't know if you could tell from the camera, but to me it sounds like there's some clear grinding going on when I spin the hub. So let's take this to the machine shop, have them press the new bearing in, and then once you get the new bearing pressed in, we can reassemble everything. And one thing I wanted to note was I didn't remove this tension strut ball joint because the nuts here are just so rusted on that I didn't want to have to deal with it. So when I'm transporting, I'm going to be safe not to break the ball joint at all. Alright guys, unfortunately I wasn't able to film inside the machine shop. I just wanted to show you guys what they would do. So at the front here, this is the hub. The hub contains the splines in which the axle will thread into, and behind the hub is where the bearing sits. So it goes bearing, the hub goes through the bearing, and then the axle goes through the hub into that. So what they do is that they press out the hub at the front, and then they use their hydraulic press to press the bearing out of the front, and then they just put in the brand new one. This is the old one. They put in the brand new bearing, and then they reinstall the C-clip, and then the hub, and that's about it. Let's go to the car and I'll show you how to reinstall this real quick, how to torque everything down. So as you can see below, using the floor jack, I was able to support the steering knuckle to get it up. Now I'm going to tighten the strut mounting bolt and the nut. Alright, now that we've secured and torqued the upper strut mount, it's time to get the hub back, or the axle back into the hub. To make this a little bit easier, you should grease the splines inside the hub and on the axle, and then hopefully it should just slide right in. Now let's go ahead and put the lower control arm back into the steering knuckle. Alright, after getting the hub back in, we're going to get the tie rod back into place. Alright, now we can go ahead and reconnect our speed sensor. Now we're going to torque the lower control arm nut to 74 foot-pounds and then move on to the tension strut. Now we're going to go ahead and torque the tension strut down to 122 foot-pounds. Now we're gonna go ahead and get the sway bar link torqued down to 42 foot-pounds. Now let's go ahead and get the dust shield back on. Make sure to get that rotor retaining screw in so you can line the lugs up. Now let's get the caliper back on. Now let's get the axle nut threaded on. Now that we've got the axle nut on, let's get the wheel back on, and then we'll tighten the axle nut on the ground. So BMW recommends that you torque the front axle nut to 310 foot-pounds. Every car is going to be different, so make sure to look up the torque specs for your own axle nut on your own car so that you don't accidentally over-torque this and then reduce the life of the brand new bearing. Alright, now that we've torqued the axle nut down, we're going to go ahead and stake it. And we're going to go ahead and replace the center cap. Alright, now that you got the center cap back on, go ahead and torque the lug nuts down to 89 foot-pounds and you're done. Alright guys, that's about it for this video. If you have any comments, suggestions, or questions, make sure to leave them down below. I really appreciate if you guys left a like and followed my Instagram at TheBlackBimmer as well. Alright guys, that's about it. Take care. Thanks for watching.